There. I see you on YouTube, on your phone, at your work. Welcome into Everything Money for the big show, Tuesdays. What day is it? Tuesday at 1 p.m. All over the world, we welcome you in. I see people all over the globe. Paul, it's phenomenal to think that this little show we made is being seen all over the world. We welcome tons of new members. Dear God, Paul, that Patreon is just completely absurd. How do we even control it? I mean, 40, 50, 70, 80, 90 patrons a day. I see our current patrons. I see you all welcoming new people in, and we love it. We welcome you into the big show. We're doing stock analysis today, taking questions about anything. Emmanuel has queued up a donation already. We will get to it in a moment. Today's charity is brought to you by our dear Nick. This is Help at Everything Money, right, Tim? Yeah. This is Nick. Whenever any of you need anything, you email help@everythingmoney.com and you talk to our Nick. And he had cancer as a kid, and this is very near and dear to his heart. Oh, he did? Yes, Paul. And so today's, Nate, if you share my screen, today's charity is Tomorrow's Children's Fund. They help kids with cancer. I don't know how you argue with that one. It seems like they've got a bunch of lively, nice kids. And we are donating all requests, all of the super chat requests are going to this charity today. We pick a new charity every week, and that is today's. We'll keep reminding you folks out there. Paul, I welcome in the seer of seers. Paul, is it Gabriel or what is it?
It's Gabriel. Actually, it's Gabriel, spelled like Gabriel. And luckily you mentioned that. Please follow us on Instagram, guys. At Paul Gabriel.
You can erase mine because that's not it. But
it's not you?
That's okay.
What is yours?
At Seth Kerchanen is mine, really. But,
okay, at Seth. Do you not want people following you?
That's fine. Kere.
I know how to spell your name. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Follow me right now.
Follow us,
please.
Paul
Please
Gabriel
do.
Trader Mo _EM, and it's at Seth Kerchanen. And if you can't spell Kerchanen, just go to mine, who he's following, and type in Seth, and he'll be there. So I'm doing well.
Welcome in.
I just posted in the Discord a screenshot that the SEC chairman has announced that he wants to heavily regulate the cryptocurrency market. So, guys, I am not a prognosticator. I'm a logical person.
Yep.
A year, 2, 3 years ago, I was saying, guys, it's just a matter of time before a big government sees a threat to their currency or people trying to skirt their laws using a cryptocurrency when they start to regulate it. If you didn't think this was going to happen, then you just don't see the history of governments.
Check, please.
Now the SEC is pushing Congress to give them more ability to regulate cryptocurrencies. If you don't think that's going to affect cryptocurrencies in general, I don't know what to say to you. That's literally exactly playing out exactly what we thought. What is so funny?
Mo, do you see this?
Yeah. Oh my God, he's right.
That was a good one.
Mo.
That was a good one.
Paul's last name spelled backwards is liar bag.
That's a good one.
Holy cow.
All these years I've had my last name, I've never realized that.
Just a bag of lies.
We welcome in Trader Mo. Liar bag, of all the things it could spell. We welcome Trader Mo in the Bid and Ask Nation. Mo, how many people are in the Bid and Ask?
Tim, what was the number yesterday? Over 700.
700 in the Bid and Ask.
Over 700.
Mo is making trades. He's got your rules. He's following the charts, and folks are making money.
I will say,
go ahead.
There's new people that are coming in. They're like, we want more trades. We want more trades, guys. I've been trading like this for like 16, 18 years. This is the most difficult market I've ever seen to trade in. Like, you can't catch a trend. That's the problem. I think that's why our day traders are just crushing it so much. And because the volatility is there, every day you can go long and short on a stock, and they're killing it in that bid and ask nation day trading area.
And considering, again, the last topic we'll bring up before we get into our first stock is, of course, the fact that we are enormous Tesla bears. We hate Tesla. And of course, this weekend, Paul, you surprised Everything Money by announcing that the Range Rover is going out to pasture because you bought what?
Guys, I just put my order in yesterday for a Tesla X, a Model X from Tesla. I have a sedan, a Taycan electric vehicle. I absolutely love electric vehicles. It is the most amazing thing in the world. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I said to Mo this weekend, I go, I just want an SUV that's electric, and I think I might get the X. And then Mo said, Paul, just go to the website, put your order in. It's only $100 to put your order in. And I said, F it, I'm doing it. I put it in there. I put it in the Discord. And also I'm doing it to prove that I'm not anti-Tesla. I'm anti-Tesla stock. I love the car. It looks so awesome. I'm getting the gull wings. I got the airplane joystick thingy. I'm excited about this thing. It'll be here February or March, according to them. But I'm stoked. And I have a Range Rover, which I'll be getting rid of beforehand. I absolutely love electric vehicles. It is by far way better than any diesel or gasoline vehicle out there.
So again, as a Tesla hating show that we are, all three of us will be owning Teslas and Mo's girlfriend. It's a full Tesla fleet that we love. Okay, Paul, there are some exciting, interesting news out there, Mo. Like we had some Amazon stock shifting last week. People are saying that Corsair and Clorox are taking a dump today.
Yep.
It's
but wait a second. Last year, Clorox was going to save the world with their cleaning. And another example, people, of when you extrapolate the future, the short-term future forever. When you pay a premium for a company saying, oh, look at the cleaning, eventually it has to give at some point.
I think the world is going to be back to being disgusting again. It's funny that a global pandemic took stores going and wiping down rails every once in a while.
Yeah, Paul, Clorox down 11% today. Good
wow.
Lord. Yes.
Really?
Yep. It's on my chart here. But we're going to start with this. We will get to all of your news. Again, the donations are going, folks. The donations are going to tomorrow's Children's Fund. It's a fund that helps kids with cancer. And
tcfkid.org.
The first stock is from Emmanuel. He wants to look at DOYA. DOYA.
DoYou International Holdings Limited. They're a game-centric live streaming platform in China. The company operates its platform on both PC and mobile apps. Guys, we don't have all 5 years of data here. We only have 4 years of data, so you can't go to the 8 pillars section quite yet and get it. But you can go to the site and look at their data. $1.2 billion market cap, 48 PE. That's an X. There should be a profit margin here, which is about 2%. So the profit margin right now is about 2%. That's an X as well. No dividend, return on everything is bad so far. All right, so far I'm not impressed.
Well, the stock has absolutely crashed. I mean, a couple years ago, no, I'm sorry. In February, it was $19, Paul. It's now $3.
Now, look at this, 103 million to 1.5 billion in revenue.
Oh
that is awesome. Profit, negative 24 million to a positive 25 million. That's awesome. Shares outstanding, 279 up to 323. So far, guys, the only positive I see is the revenue growth. But that's okay. It's probably a smaller company, needs to grow a lot. Now, 1.25 in cash and cash equivalents versus 304 million. Okay. So guys, they have $900 million in net cash on a market cap of 1.2 billion.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So theoretically, if they're able to keep this going, you're basically buying the company today for $300 million. Because you'd pay $1.2 billion for the company, you get all the cash in their accounts, pay off all their debts, you have $900 million, you're basically buying the company for $300 million, which at this level would be a 10 times, 11 times PE. Well, more interesting right now. Cash flow statement.
Not much there, Paul.
Let's go to annual. Yeah, this is just confusing. Yeah, there's not much to look at. I'm not even going to look at the cash. It's an X for a cash flow statement. But the bottom line is, are you able to buy a growing company? Is it going to sucker you in with that net cash number? I don't know. I don't know enough about this company to understand what they're doing to grow, what their market is or who they are. But that whole net cash number is very enticing because that 1.3 billion, 1.25 billion they have in cash, like 1.17 is actual real cash. That's a pretty high number. So it might be a good play from that standpoint, but you still have to look at the company. Remember, Blockbuster had the same metrics, I think, before they went bust. They had the exact same metrics. Everybody thought it was a value, and then they went bust, so who knows? But
if you're new to investing, you keep thinking that if this company keeps doing better, the stock should keep doing better. I had a conversation at a fireside chat this weekend about Tesla and all the batteries they're going to make and all the gigas they're going to make. And of course, if Tesla does amazing, so should their stock. But Paul, this is a unique situation where the company's doing great and the stock is plummeting. Am I wrong?
Yeah, correct. And I always give the example of Cisco and Intel. Their revenue and profits up over the last 20 years, and their stock is still down over the last 20 years, right?
So do you still have hesitancies about a Chinese company? You just need to learn more about this.
I just need to learn more about the company, but I like the fact that their current balance sheet looks the way it does. But guys, the way I like to invest, and this is not to say you should invest this way. We all have to figure out the things that make sense to us. In that book, Richer, Wiser, Happier, which is an excellent book, Howard Marks says, debt makes sense to me. I have to assess the company. Can they pay me back? After I've assessed that, if the answer is yes, I know exactly how much I'm going to make to the penny. This is how much you're going to make. It makes sense to him. What makes sense to me is buying established businesses with steady earnings growth, revenue growth, profit, everything growing. I don't need 20, 30% a year. I actually prefer slower growth that I can rely on. So this kind of company is a little bit harder for me to look at because I have to trust so many things. Now, does that mean you don't put a flyer on this if you like the numbers? Maybe you if you're normally going to buy 10,000 of a stock, you put 2,000 or 3,000 in this because if it works, it could be worth, $10,000 or $20,000. Sure, but that's for you to decide. From a standpoint of would I invest in it, my personal opinion is I would not because they're not an established player. I just heard about them for the first time 5 minutes ago when Seth said, our first stock is this. I was like, oh, okay, let's check this out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I see a lot of new names in there. We welcome you in. Mo, I can't imagine this company has the volume enough to start trading this thing.
What? It actually does because I looked into it. And if you look here, average volume is 4 million, 3 million, 7 million, 11. So it does have the volume. Now, look at this trend down that it's been having. And I pull it out this far because this was the last support line. So there really is no more support down here. It's coasting along the bottom. And that just means, as you know, further decline as it goes sideways. So it's going to take something to make them turn up, but look, they're right below all four of these major moving averages.
This is not good.
This is not good. Plus, look how...
Is it a short play or is it just stay off of it
This is probably a day trading play instead of being stuck in this stock for any move way up or way down, like any kind of gap. But just with that inconsistent volume, I would just wait for big volume days and day trade them and go from there because you're going to get volume. It's just a matter of, do you want to be in this stock overnight? Personally, I would not. This is just way too bad for me.
Well, that is our take. That is our take on DOYU. Emmanuel, thanks for the donation again, folks.
Can I also make a request?
Please do.
Guys, I prefer companies you send to be established businesses with over a 5-year track record and don't give us banks, insurance companies, commodity-driven businesses.
Energy.
What was that?
Energy.
Energy or REITs. And the reason being is energy and commodities rely on the underlying energy or commodity to make money and things like that. And it's more of a play on the energy price and the commodity price. The other ones, I just don't understand them very well. And the REITs just take a lot more investigation than what I can do for you on the board, especially because they're real estate. There's a lot of depreciation, so it affects the net income way more than it should. So I just prefer to stick to companies that sell a service or product that has a track record that we can look at over 5 years long.
Some updates. Some updates with merch. We are having very, very deep conversations about merch. It's coming very soon. I think, Tim, what did they say the turnaround was? Maybe a month, 6 weeks? I mean, second, we're working on the designs and the shirts are coming. You'll be able to get them through our partnership with Where I'm From. And these are going to be limited run shirts that you can fall in love with. And Paul is envisioning some sort of reward program if we see you out in our if we see you out in our shirt or if anyone else spies
we'll
you.
We'll give you $100.
$100?
Yeah.
So $100 reward.
But we have to see them. So it's going to take a long time before that becomes a thing. But imagine if we tell people, hey, we're in this town to do something.
The conference
does not count.
Conference does not count.
Yes, it has to be like a random, we're walking down the street and we're like, oh, look, there's somebody with our shirt on. Here's the $100.
Yeah, and just to preface this, we are having serious discussions about an Austin, Texas one-day workshop conference this December. It's looking like the weekend of December 12th or 13th, somewhere around that weekend. If you can get to Austin, you will have a full day of us, mindset, trading, just all of Paul in your face.
Yep. and really quick caveat, we're only going to do one a day on that $100. So if somebody catches us and we see a second one, unfortunately, I'll win. But yes, Austin live event is going to be awesome. We're only doing 50 guys. We already have over 5,000 people who've signed up for the Patreon. And by the time the event happens in December, that's probably going to be 10,000. So we're only having 50 spots for this event in Austin. Stay ready. It's going to be $1,250 the month before, but leading up to it, it'll probably start at $1,000. That'll part of your discount for your Patreon level, and then we'll go from there. So sign up, 50 people, only 50 people. That's it. Take it or leave it.
The next stock we're going to do.
2 more announcements.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, folks, I don't know if this will fall on your ears well or poorly, but we are seriously contemplating and doing. We are going to be moving this live show back 1 hour to 2 p.m. Eastern. We want to catch a little more Americans. If for our European folks, which is only a quarter of our followers, I know it gets a little later for all of you out there, especially on the people in Australia and New Zealand. But we are moving to 2 p.m. Eastern for the live shows. It's just finding it's a little stressful for us to get our recordings in and get back here at 1. Not stressful, but we love you guys, but it's better for our schedule to do this at 2. So we will be moving this live stream to 2 p.m. And Tim, what's the other announcement we need to make?
11 a.m. Saturday and Sunday.
And the 11 a.m. Okay, that's right, folks. Our weekend videos that normally come out at 1 p.m., we're going to shift these ahead up in the schedule to 11 a.m. so that we don't battle NFL football and college football games. So our weekend videos will be earlier, and our big show on Tuesday will be later at 2 p.m. Paul, should we keep going with...
Yes, I had something else to say though. Shoot, what was it? Oh, guys, if you haven't signed up for our software yet, it's absolutely amazing. It's 85 cents a day. It keeps going up every single month by $1. The software is becoming better and better and better. Just sign up now. It's well worth it. It's the beginning of the month. You'll get the full month to go.
Yep.
It's just, I always show people this, what it means. Look at this. We have a mobile app, guys. 8 pillars. All these things you get. It's now $26 a month versus $235 for none of this stuff. My goal is to make the average investor a lot better. These two guys are trying to make good investors or people who think they're good investors better, and this one is just the worst company in the world. So that's it.
There's a lot of buzz here, Paul. This shirt is very boring compared to my normal. This is my new wedding shirt I'm going to start wearing with a tie.
But you're very svelte.
So this is what is it? Lululemon is this shirt, and it's a little stretchy, and I love it. But yes, okay, here we go. Folks, if you're out there donating, I love the donations, guys. We're asking for a $50 donation, and the donations go to Tomorrow's Children's Fund, helping kids with cancer. So if you're throwing $5 down, we would certainly appreciate if you up that all the way to 50 so we can get your question. And we have done this. George has asked for HOLX. HOLX is Hologic. Or Hologic manufactures proprietary products for healthcare needs of women. 5 segments: breast health, diagnostics, surgical, skeletal health, yada, yada, yada. A lot of stuff that's over my head. It's headquartered in Massachusetts, Paul. This is Hologic, HOLX.
Headquartered in Massachusetts, am I right?
Okay.
All right. $20 billion market cap,
Okay.
10 PE, that's a check, with a 36% profit margin.
Wow.
Holy cow. Yeah. Wow. All right, dividends paid 0. Look at this, Seth. Free cash flow last year was $1.7 billion. The average of the last 5 years is $670. Something tells me that the last year was very good. What was said?
Seth looks like a butcher from an Italian deli.
Seth looks like a butcher from an Italian deli.
Oh, you're right.
Do I?
Oh, you're right.
Is that what I look like? Yes. Google it. All right, let's keep going, Paul.
Hey, Tim, can you do me a favor? Can you add mobile app to Yahoo Finance? Verify they actually have one. Make sure verify they actually have one.
Oh, they have one. I use it every day.
Okay,
well, then we have to change that.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay.
All right, so income statement. Let's look at their income statement. Sure enough, that's correct. Look, so 2.89 to 5.32 with a big jump of almost 60% in the last, 60% in the last year. So something happened with COVID. Did they do a lot of home stuff? Is that what it said?
George, if you know more about this company or why you're interested, let us know in the chat.
That's a big jump for 1 year when you look at their growth previous years. I mean, very slow and steady growth, which I love, but then huge jump. Okay. So what does that mean, guys? When we go to net income over here, why did they lose money here?
Look at that.
So they went from 7.9 to 1.9 and 4 points. So guys, Whenever I see a big jump or a big drop in profit or revenue, I don't extrapolate them going forward unless there's a real sustainable reason why. Amazon, I think there's a sustainable reason why their revenues stay high. People got used to ordering on Amazon. They loved it. They kept doing it. So shares outstanding.
Time Portal saying this is a magic formula stock. Keep going, Paul.
Oh, great.
We went shares going down for pillar number 5, folks.
280 down to 258. So check mark there.
Oh, wow. Check mark. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. How about current assets over current liabilities, my dear friend?
2.66 versus 1.04. Check mark there.
Check, please.
And the cash flow statement. 703 to 740. Check mark there with an average of 500. 500 times 20 is 10 billion. Their market cap is 20 billion, so that's an X there.
It's overpriced.
It is overpriced. And guys, this PE is misleading because their profit quadrupled in last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? More than quadrupled. That's a misleading PE, unless you think that it's a new level for them and they're only going to grow from here, which is possible. But with a company that was growing 1 or 2% a year to all of a sudden grow 60% in 1 year, to me, doesn't seem like it's a normal course of business.
I'm surprised this is an 8-pillar stock. It doesn't quite look like one.
Did they make an acquisition last year?
Or
Maybe?
Magic Formula. Magic Formula stock.
Did somebody say it's actually on the Magic Formula? Like if you go to the website and type it in now, is it on there?
Let me look here real quick.
I know we've done this one many a times.
We've
Done
done
this
this
stock?
Yeah.
I do not remember the stock at all.
Yeah, I remember.
Are you
because
sure?
because I remember this ticker symbol, HOLX. I know it was on last year's Magic Formula.
I'm looking right now.
I can't remember the parameters that you set.
It is on. I did.
Yeah.
Nate, if you look over here, I did 500 million market cap, and
Yeah,
sure
there you
enough,
go.
here it is. Now, when did they report last?
Probably
Price
pretty
from-
recently.
Yes, actually, yesterday. So, oh boy. Well, there it is. It's on the Magic Formula. So, if you're following this, which I am, you're buying this baby. You're in love with it. So,
If you're doing the Magic Formula today.
that's true. That's true.
What have we done this? I don't think we've done this stock before. Have we done it, Seth?
I mean, I remember the name, but I don't remember
I
what they
don't.
did. But anyway,
So I think I do think the PE though is misleading. I do think this PE of 10 is misleading. So the question you have to ask yourself, let's put it in stock analyzer tool. Actually, Mo, you go first.
are people trading Hologic?
So I don't know if anybody's trading. I've never heard somebody say that they're trading this, but I'm just looking at this line right here from April, and it's just kind of stuck at that point. It's had an incredible stochastic, like look at that, just angle up in the overbought area. So this just tells me, do not be adding to this thing. Let's look at the moving averages. Okay, so it's overall of its moving averages, which I'm surprised about. But if you want to break out over that resistance point, you need a ton of volume up here getting into this $80 range, and it's going to be a lot more than that. You're going to need, I don't even see any. Yeah, there's no volume here. I mean, you need really consistent volume to push this thing through, especially a resistance point like it was back in April. So, Seth, please take it away.
Oh, I love how you finish, Mo. It's just the strongest finish. Well, all right, Paul, anything more? You want to stock analyze this? Okay.
I'm stock analyzing it.
Okay, folks, so this is a part of our Patreon. You get the stock analyzer tool. Let me describe this real quick. If you're new, I see a lot of new names. Obviously, if we do like a company, we like the 8 pillars, maybe we're more of it. What do we pay? Sometimes it's hard to take 8 pillars, transform that into a stock price. Amazon's $3,300, and this stock is like $3 or something. So, what are we going to? We use the stock analyzer tool to make assumptions about growth in the future over a 7-year window, and then see what we should be paying for it today. Paul, go ahead and tell me about some of the numbers behind you.
So guys, their growth rate previously was not very high. Over the last 10 years, they did 12.4% a year. That's including 60% last year. It didn't look like they were growing that much beforehand. So let's look at the income statement. Before then, it was 5%.
I remember. Now I'm starting to remember this. Last year, for whatever reason, they just started to go crazy during COVID. That's why so many people were talking about this, and I couldn't figure out why.
I don't think we did a video on it, did we?
Because it has to do. You said it has to do with women's health and stuff, right? It wasn't adding up to me.
Okay, so I went conservative, 2, 3, 4% growth, 0%, buying back 0.75, buying back 1.5%. Profit margin, 8, 10, 12. Free cash flow as a percentage of revenue, 15, 18, 21. PE and price of free cash flow, 12, 15, 18. And my desired return, 15, 12.5, and 10. Analyze. Only one of the 6 prices makes it a buy today. So you might sit there and say, Paul, you're being too conservative. Okay, let's change the revenue growth numbers. 5, 7, 9. Still, only one price today makes it worth it. That's it. Like, look at this guy saying this is just an overpriced stock to me because their big 10 years of growth was because of last year of it was a big chunk of it. Because 60% in 10 years is still 5% a year of that 12.4%. So I look at it going, I'm just staying apprehensive about it. I'd wait for lower prices. But the reason it's a Magic Formula stock is Magic Formula is based on low PE and high return on assets. The PE is misleading because it has 10. But again, the Magic Formula is to be followed for whatever reason because there are flukes in it, etc. But the point is, it is not exactly, this is why we do more due diligence. I don't think it's a normalized PE. Unless you believe the company is just growing. If you believe the company is just growing, and by the way, this assumes, the other assumption is, this assumes that the company stays at its baseline and grows from here. So that big jump last year is not a one-time thing. It's not going to go back down. This assumes it's going to just grow from here. I just think this is an overpriced company.
All right, that's our take on Hologic. Bawana donated, Paul, and wanted to see the company Siemens, but I can't find it on our. Is this a furniture company?
No, they're
SIE.
SIEGY. He said, is that right?
And stuff.
Oh,
they make
software.
medical devices.
Well, who in the hell's naming a company this? I mean, what numbskull in the boardroom?
You
said
ever heard
this?
of Siemens?
I have, Mo.
Oh.
Don't say it out loud. It's scaring me.
Are you allowed to say that on YouTube?
That's my point, Mo.
No, you're allowed to say it as long as it's referring to a company.
Well, would you like to analyze it? Because someone
Well,
donated
give me a
for
ticker
it.
symbol.
Well,
I don't. It's foreign.
yeah, it's not in there. SIGGY.
It's a foreigner stock.
SIEGY?
You have it correct. It's not in our
All right,
software.
it's not our ticker symbol.
Do you
Sorry,
wanna
guys.
Go to
Pick another one.
Y charts.
Oh, we can do that.
While
But then we
Paul's
can't do a stock analyzer tool.
While Paul's pulling that up, make sure you guys are fondling the thumbs up, and we are taking the $50 donations. Looking at individual stocks. The donations today are going toward tomorrow's children's fund. They help kids with cancer, so we will be donating all the money to them, which is always nice. And Paul, you got the stock there.
Yep.
Tell us about this company one more time for those who are new.
Industrial conglomerate with businesses selling components and equipment for factory automation, railway equipment, electrical distribution, blah, 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 blah. $128 billion market cap. PE of 18.5, check mark. Profit margin of around 15%, check mark. Look at this dividend, 2.6%, which is roughly...
This is the German GE, they're saying, Paul.
Okay, so what's 2.6% of 120 of 130?
I have no clue.
So one is 2.6 billion, 750. So what, $3.4 billion roughly? Is that right? Probably.
I can do it right now. What is the
No, that's probably
calculation
not right.
again?
2.6%, 2.64% of 128.
128 times 0.0264.
Yep.
3.3.
Oh, I said 3.4. Fail.
3.37. Yes, you
Okay,
imbecile.
let's go to the financials, guys.
Okay.
We'll go to annual.
Annual, yes.
Operating rep. Ooh. Woof. 88 down to 64. They must have sold something because it went from 98 down to 66. They must have sold something. Net income went from 6 to 4.5. So even though the revenue fell by 2/3, their profit only fell by 25%. That's a good thing. Shares outstanding, 1.617 down to 1.613. So check mark there. Balance sheet, total current assets, 75 billion. Total current liabilities, 40 billion. Check mark there.
Mm-hmm.
Free cash flow. Seth, pull up that calculator.
Okay, here I go.
Well, that's
folks.
what you wanted.
This is where the show comes to a grinding stop here.
So we have 6.1
Okay.
to 8.2.
I
That's
like
a check.
that. Yeah.
And then we have 5.3,
Mm-hmm.
7,
Oh boy,
7.5.
that's not too bad.
No, it's pretty good.
So the average free cash flow over the past 5 years is 6.8. Paul, you know this.
Times 20 is 130.
Go on.
What am I talking about?
136
billion?
Yes, 136.4.
Yep. What's the current market cap?
I have no clue. I forgot. Because you have white charts in front of you. 136. We want our desired market cap is 136 billion, and the actual market cap, Paul, if you go back to is what?
128.
128.
Now, I will say, you have to understand before you buy this one, where are they going with their revenue growth? Like, is it gonna grow? Because I imagine they sold something here. Let's go to the cash flow statement. Did they sell something?
People are saying they split off their gas turbine businesses.
Oh.
It used to be massive 10 years ago.
Oh, they split it off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that could explain
that's right.
it.
That's right. That's what people are saying. So
They make a lot of stuff in the medical world, like X-ray machines, MRIs. CAT scan machines.
Yeah,
et cetera.
Ben's saying they sold off a bunch of divisions and recently split off their
Nice.
energy division. So they sold their okay. So wow, a lot of people know about this stock. That's not crazy.
Somebody went to my white charts and tried to change my password.
Right now?
Yeah.
How funny.
Dickheads.
Okay, and next. Okay, should we keep going, Paul? What Mo? Are people?
So it's a foreign company. I even pulled it up on Yahoo Finance, and I didn't even think it would be worth showing because, see, you know how when they transfer data, this and that, you get these patches all over the place, just the way they convert data. So foreign company, sorry, I can't do that one very well for you on a chart, unfortunately.
It's German. Why don't we have I thought we had the German index.
I'm actually surprised that Yahoo Finance does not have, because they usually have pretty good charts for this kind of stuff. I'm surprised that they don't have Siemens in there.
Lester and Eric, thank you very much for signing up for our Patreon, our software. It's on. I thought we had German stocks.
Still working through it with German.
Gotcha. Still working through it with German stocks. That's why we don't have it on there.
Matthew Jones, I know you have this problem, Paul, but especially with this company, we don't want to make any premature decisions when it comes to buying or selling. So, all right, Juan, if that's our take on Siemens, we appreciate the donation, which is going to kids with cancer. Trapper, Paul, this is interesting. He just straight up asked, Trapper's a baller. He's always throwing around the cheddar looking for questions. He said, what about a put on BBW, Paul? BBW. Do you want to walk us through how you would find out? Is he kidding? Build-A-Bear Workshop? He's not kidding.
BBW.
Trapper knows what he's talking about, and here is Build-A-Bear. I mean, this is a huge company. The kids freak out.
Yeah, but it's
at
declining.
So, would you walk us through how you would find out what a put is, and how to write a put, and what the rates are, and all this on this company? What do you think?
Yes. Since people are trying to log into my stuff,
Would you like to take a break? Nate, come over to me real quick.
Yahoo.com.
You can use mine if you want.
No, it's okay.
Give us a second here.
Isn't it finance.yahoo.com?
I think it's.
Make sure you guys are fondling the thumbs up. Again, if you're just jumping in, we are taking donations. We're on our fourth stock already. Our $50 donations. We have discussed that merch is coming out in the very near future. We are talking about T-shirts. I'm talking less than 2 months. Merch. We'll have T-shirts. We're partnering with a local company to make our shirts. We're talking about a workshop, a one-day workshop in Austin, Texas, in the middle of December. So if you're in the area and want to come and join us for that, that'll be incredible. And a lot of great things, a lot of patrons joining. It's been a wonderful, wonderful week for us, and we really appreciate the support all over the world. Mo, what's going on in the Discord? I mean, people are, you're on there every single day, especially with the employee trader telling people about trades.
Yeah.
How's that going with the bid and ask?
I mean, people are making a lot of money doing it. Mostly right now, and like I explained to you earlier in the show, it's in the day trading area. People are making great money on these 15-minute charts. And it's so simple, guys. Go in there, follow my rules. I had, who said this yesterday? Reed. He said, going into the Discord, going into the 15-minute chart area for day trading, he said it's almost like cheating. He said, you just go in there, you follow the trade,
rules.
you
Yes.
come out with money. He's like, it's almost like cheating.
We're gonna put a poll up perhaps in the Discord about some of the merch ideas we have. I'm doing the design. We're using our big heads. We're using some of our funny sayings, and it's gonna be hilarious. And you're gonna get rewarded if you wear our merch out there. So, Paul, did you figure out what we're gonna do here?
Yes. So let's go to the stock analyzer tool and figure out what we want to pay for Build-A-Bear.
Okay.
As you can tell, declining revenue. That doesn't mean it's going to crap. It does mean it's going to crap. It doesn't mean you shouldn't buy the stock. So let's assume -5%, -4%, -3% growth. Share change, 0. Let's just keep it all the same.
Go ahead.
Profit margin, geez, they have like no profit. 3, 3, and 3. Free cash flow, I'll do the same thing. 10, I want to do a very low PE, 8, 10, 12, 8, 10. It's a declining business. I bet you this is going to be bad. Yeah, I mean, you should be buying the stock at $3, $4, $5 a share. So what you do is,
Build-A-Bear, I got it.
what you would do is you'd sit here, you'd come to your options chain.
Okay, now slow down. This is interesting. Look at this, Paul.
So you're going to sell a put. Let's say you want to sell a put. They don't even offer it for freaking $5 a share.
Yeah, Paul, I mean, like the highest volume I'm seeing is, on average, is like 500,000 shares traded a day. That will probably affect option prices.
Yeah, so right now, you want to buy Build-A-Bear and sell a $10 put.
Yeah.
It's giving you about $1.50. That's 15% for March of 2022. If you think it's worth $10, I'm not buying it at $10 a share. So what you do here is you sell a put, collect your $1.50. If it ends up below $10 a share on March 18th, 2022, then you'd be forced to buy it at $10 a share. If it ends up above that, you keep the $1.50 and everything goes. No, you don't get the shares or anything like that. So this is one way to build a position in the company. Like I always say, even a declining business has value at some point. This is a declining business that's still selling for what I perceive to be a premium based on their growth level.
So you're basically writing a contract for March that says if the stock hits $10 or below, you'll be forced to buy 100 shares of it, and you're getting rewarded with about $1.50 per share, right?
Correct. Yep. Now, I just changed my assumptions to say, hey, you know what? Maybe their revenue just stays the same for the next 7 years. It took the share price to $6.60. So it's basically very overpriced. If they're able to turn it around, which is possible, let's say all of a sudden they grow from here. It's still only $8.70 a share on the high side. So this is an expensive stock.
So when COVID hit, this was $1 stock.
Wow, really?
Just this last April, it was $7, and now it's doubled since April.
So it was Tupperware was a $1 stock.
Now it's hilarious. I did not see Stock Mo and Meet Kevin talking about this hype stock. I mean, this thing is just exploding. Why would it ever come down, Mo?
So Build-A-Bear used to be, do you buy it online? Do you build it online? I remember in the mall.
Oh,
I used
that's
to walk
right.
through the mall
And the malls are
and being
closing.
That's why I was kind of surprised by this. Maybe you can build it online now.
Now, Paul, you go to build.
Now, Mr. Epidemia, I am selling puts. I am not buying puts. I am selling puts because my goal is that I make sure that I'm getting paid the right for somebody to force me to buy it at a price I like. I don't like $10. I am selling the put. I do not buy puts or calls very often, very rarely. Maybe 1% of my options transactions are buying puts or calls. I am selling the put, which is selling somebody the right to force me to buy the stock at a share price that I like on a date that I like. I am selling puts and calls.
So I guess I'm wrong. I was kind of jesting about this, but someone says Meet Kevin does talk about this in live streaming. Perhaps it was some sort of meme play. Sam was saying. So maybe this was some sort of short squeeze or Reddit conversation where they're
they're putting
they're Build-A-Bearing
in Walmart. Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
If that's true, that's pretty awesome.
That's disruptive.
But again, let's go back to our analysis.
Disruptive, Mo.
Let's go to our analysis then. Let's go change 5, 8, and 11% revenue growth. Keep shares the same. Let's make their profit margin 3, 4, and 5%. 3, 4, and 5%. PE 12, 15, 18, 12, 15, 18, and keep the same returns. Okay, now we're getting closer. Again, I just changed my assumptions. I'm not saying those assumptions are correct. If they're able to get into Walmart and grow the revenue from there at those levels, then you're close to getting it. Maybe you do sell $10 puts. But again, I don't know if they're actually selling at Walmart. I have to verify that, but that's the bottom line.
All right, guys. We have that's the last of our donations at the moment. If you want to donate $50 to see an individual stock, the donations are going to the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, which helps kids with cancer. That's where our donations are going today. Paul, people are really, you got to check out Clorox, bro. I mean, it's just bombing at the moment.
Hey, Seth, while he's pulling that up,
go on.
Because this is a good opportunity to short something. This is Build-A-Bear. Moving through the sweet spot, your next support level's here at like $9.
Oh, I see.
So you can definitely short this thing. Now, the volume is not typically there. So that's what you're going to need is a lot of sellers coming into the stock. But if you can break through these two moving averages right here, this 100 and 200-day moving average, you can really make some moolah on this stock. Okay, now Clorox. So Clorox got smoked today on earnings. Mm-hmm. Smoked.
By the way, to clarify, Mr. Epidemia, the guy who donated said he was going to buy a put. If he was saying that, then he were correcting it, then I apologize. But yes, remember guys, unless I specifically state otherwise, I am selling puts and calls because I want people to pay me for the right to do the things that I determine to be the right decisions, right? Doesn't mean I won't ever buy puts or calls. It just means for buying individual stocks at the price that I want to sell them.
Do you want to pull up Clorox and take a look at what's going on, Paul?
They're down 10% right now.
Yeah. Mo, what's going on a day trade over there?
So yeah, you can certainly day trade this. Let's actually look at the volume. I'm sure it's a massive volume bar, and it is.
Look at that.
7 million shares traded per day. The average is probably 1.5. So you can surely capitalize here. Now, you drop below all of your major moving averages today. I mean, you were already below the 200, but look at that. So you're down here. So eventually, you know, that gap's going to have to fill. It could take some time, but for now, let this thing calm down. Don't do anything long-term with it. But if this trend continues and you keep getting these red engulfing candlesticks with the short, I mean, short it down. Let's see where the next support level is.
So guys,
Here.
look at Clorox.
I can break it.
Look at Clorox. This is the chart. COVID hits. Bloop. This is the problem with euphoria, guys. This is the problem with too much excitement. Clorox was seen as the one who was going to fight cleanliness, all that stuff. And all of a sudden, we start seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. What happens to the stock? It went from a high of 240 to 38, and now it's at 161. Now, if I told you back here it was going to fall almost in half, 40% in the next year, you'd have been like, no way, Paul, it's Clorox. They're making all these cleaning products. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying I said that, because I did not say that. But what I'm saying is, just remember that we're in the moment of something. We feel like things are going to be the same as, it's called recency bias. We see the recent work, the recent things that happen, and we assume it's going to extrapolate out forward. This happens the positive and the negative.
Paul, look at this. Yeah. COVID is basically gone. This was COVID, and look, we're right back to it. So basically, all that run that happened over COVID is gone. Now, look at this. This is, you know, the March 20th, March of 2020, when you had this on every company. Look at Clorox. Paul, look at this. This was them on March 20th, March 18th. They were the ones that went up. I have not seen this before on a chart yet. You just talk about the quick reaction to something.
Guys, that's the thing. We have this recency bias of looking at what happens recently. What's going to extrapolate out forward. Just like when somebody says, I bought a stock and it went up 20% already, they want to buy more. Why? Because it's not the way to look at it. You should say that. I bought Alibaba at 194. What's Alibaba at now?
Let's check real quick. $200 on the nose.
Okay, so it's up a little bit.
Wrong. No. 196.
Sorry, I bought it at 184, not 194. Yeah. 184. And it's at what?
196.
So it's up like 5%, 6%. Most people will be like, oh, look, it's up. I look at it and going, oh, damn, I thought it was going to go down. That's what I want to teach you guys here. That's what I want you guys to see from us, is that we like it when stocks that we like are misperceived by the market, and we can buy them at cheaper prices. That's the goal. So let's look at Clorox here. Let's look at, this is simply the income statement.
Paul, oddly enough, we analyzed Clorox back in the day here.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah. We didn't get a lot of salty comments about how we were wrong, but we looked at it on February 26th of this year. You were in Mexico, you lucky duck. And of course, the first comments from Dom, you know, I love you. But yeah, a lot of people like to comment. But look at this, Paul. We only had 32 comments. Amazing how far we've grown in just a few months. Good Lord. But yeah, so we have analyzed this before. Keep going, Paul. You're looking at Clorox. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say we have looked at this before, so keep going.
So look at this revenue over the last, before COVID. Let's delete this.
Go on.
5.4, 5.6, 5.6, 5.6, 5.7, 5.9, 6, 6.3. So in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, it grew by 800 million on 5 billion. That's 18% or so over 7 years. That's roughly call it 2% a year. Sick. You know what I mean? It's like, I look at this going, even if this is a new plateau for them, I wouldn't see the revenue growth to be that much better.
Yeah.
Right? So the question you have to ask yourself is this going to continue?
Probably not.
Let's see what their revenue was in the last quarter. Well, we don't have the last quarter of numbers. Why is that?
They report on today. Oh, they reported. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Today.
What did they report? What did they report in revenue?
I don't know. I just know everybody's talking about the 10% drop. Let's look it up.
Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be interesting to see if the revenue is stable or not. Because that's what I'm looking. Oh, well, let's look at the news. Let's go to the news area of our things. Oh, 6 days ago. Okay. Balance sheet. Let's look at the balance sheet. Let's just look at the 8 pillars right here.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it's valuation metrics. So, what's their typical profit margin? I'm going to look at that as well. Oh, their profit was actually pretty. That's weird. Look at that. Their profit was pretty similar over the last 3 or 4 years, even with a massive jump in revenue. That's pretty interesting. Number of shares outstanding is down about 3%. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Something must have happened that was bad for the stock to be down 11%.
I wonder what you said back 6 months ago. Let's take a look.
Producer of bleach. 98
Do you have anything on the revenue numbers?
I
Or
can't
is it
name another
Yeah.
bleach.
Quarterly revenue of 1.8 billion. I'm
Hold on a sec, Mo. I was listening to Paul here. Give me a second.
Higher multiple from very, very
Is it live
safe,
on there?
high
Yeah, they can hear it at home.
brand names, which I agree with. And that's why we kind of kept the 20. I don't think, though, you should get too excited by the massive increase in profit
Yeah.
and free cash flow and revenue
What did I say?
because of last year's anomaly
You're
of
calling it.
COVID. So do I
doing?
think this is overpriced? Yeah, a little bit.
You're calling it overpriced. You're saying not to freak out too much about the massive profit increase and revenue increase because of COVID, and then kind of be careful.
So I was
And,
being consistent.
Yeah, I think so. Very consistent. So, all right, that's our take on Clorox. Paul, everyone wants to know did we have a Baba video? Our last Baba video came out last week, right?
Yeah. So they reported earnings today.
People want to know your thoughts on Baba, Paul. We have our final.
Guys, I've bought Baba. I always tell you guys, think independently. However, when it came to people's reliance on the data, when I heard that a few people that I respect a lot, like the data, including Charlie Munger, is comfortable with Baba data, I made my own valuation and I bought it. I bought it at 184. I sold some puts at 150 and 100 just to generate some income. I sold covered calls at 212.50. So I'm a buyer of Baba, and I will continue to buy Baba until I have a reason not to.
So they missed analyst expectations on
Clorox
revenue.
did?
No,
Baba did?
Alibaba. Yeah.
Okay.
That's I'm assuming why you get that little pullback today.
Okay.
Jamie's asking about Baidu. We did Baidu this weekend. Look back just a few videos, Jamie. You can see our analysis of Baidu. Let's see what else, guys. Paul, Emmanuel asked for another company. Would you like to look it up?
So we're done with our requests.
The ticker symbol, Paul, is SFTBY.
We don't have that company.
Will you go over to
My charts.
Yeah.
SoftBank. Oh, out of Japan.
Oh, SoftBank.
What is this, Paul? What do they do? Japanese-based telecom and e-commerce conglomerate. Okay.
By the way, can I make a comment?
Of course you can.
Everybody look at the Nikkei index in 1989. Everybody thought you were crazy in the late 80s if you were not in Japanese stocks. It is 32 years later, and it still has not reached the peak it hit in 1989. So when people think valuations don't matter, if valuations don't matter and all that matters is hype, go look at Japan and the Nikkei index in 1989. I think it hit pretty close to 40,000, and it hasn't even come close to there. Well, maybe it came close, but it did not hit. It has not peaked. It has not had a new high since 1989. So, $106 billion market cap, PE of 2.7. What?
Wow.
Revenue of 54 with net income of 47. Okay, something's wrong here. There must have been some major. Oh, they probably sold something. Dun, 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 dun.
SoftBank. Congrats on hitting over 700 during the live stream, Paul, by the way. It's a very nice number. We welcome you in.
What
734. Paul, what's going on over there? Tell me.
So I would ignore the net income last year of $47 billion. Here's why. You had a $41 billion income from continuing operations last year. Why? How is that possible? From a loss of 6.8 and a gain of 13. It was much more consistent before. 4.8, 5.3, 5.8, 6.8, 4.1, 8.5, 11.2, 13. So guys, go understand what this $41 billion gain is. And income from discontinued operations was $7 billion almost. So I would throw last year out the window, throw the previous year out the window. Let's go back to $12 billion profit. $12 billion, still selling for a low PE. Shares outstanding is decreasing. That's good. Balance sheet, 98 billion versus 114. Okay, they're in the negative on there. Cash flow statement. Sethi, you ready?
Oh, Lord help me. I'm ready,
No
baby.
need.
Okay.
No need. It's basically negative. Look at this, guys. Negative, 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 barely positive, good positive. So I'm just avoiding SoftBank.
SoftBank sold 45 million shares of Uber just a few days ago. People are saying they sold off.
Well, that
Uber.
wasn't from a few days ago. That was from before then.
Okay.
That was from last year.
They lost several billions with WeWork, apparently.
Yes, they did. They did lose a lot of money on WeWork.
Hello from Malta.
By the way, everybody look at WeWork. It was considered.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this.
Go ahead, Mo.
Look at SoftBank. I mean, they just basically went all the way up and came all the way back down to where they were last November and kind of August-ish. So these things definitely, they don't last forever. They don't last forever.
This is interesting, Paul. Well, Paul, be very clear to our new patrons that they do have access to a lot of these foreign markets, right? And some people are asking, they do have access to almost all of them, right, Paul? Would you say?
Yeah, it's Tim said, we probably, once all the foreign markets are in, which will take some time, guys. I think you guys, people who've been here for a while, realize how amazing the software has grown in the last 5 or 6 months. It'll continue to grow as time goes on. We're going to do iteration after iteration, but we will have about 50 to 70% of the world's stocks. We're not going to pick random Belarus stock exchange. No, we're going to go for the biggest ones. There'll be random ones that you don't get. Sorry about that, but we have other plans. Software is very expensive. Our plans are also to add options chains to our portfolios. That way you can start looking at our options. We want to make everythingmoney.com. It will be in the next year or two your go-to for everything finance. Everything money will be there. That's the whole point of it. We're growing like crazy. We're going to hit 63,000 subscribers probably right now, actually. Did we hit 63,000?
I didn't quite see at the moment.
62 and 976. We're growing like crazy, so...
If you're watching, make sure you subscribe right now. Tickle that thumbs up. We have tons of updates coming out the rest of the year. We're giving away another Tesla. Paul, we never even talk about this. Around November, we're giving away a Tesla. If you join the Patreon, you're automatically entered in the Tesla drawing. We had a drawing a couple, maybe a month, 6 weeks ago. Phil Su won it. He's taking the cash, and he's kind of let's see, he works for the government, so he can't really be out there.
Isn't he in the military?
Big celebration with him. But we gave away what's worth equivalent to a Tesla, $38,000, and we're giving a second one away. Paul, we haven't said those words in like 80 videos. That's my job. I'm sorry, I dropped the ball on this.
Well, you're fired.
And we're giving away a Tesla come November. So one of our beautiful patrons is going to win one of those Teslas, and it's incredible. So
can I thank Kay, Jesper, Charlie, and Mohammed, and Lynn for signing up during the live stream, and the previous 2 people I already thanked. Guys, you did a great job doing this.
And if you join the Patreon, you are locked in at that price moving forward. We have people paying $8 for this, and people in the bid and ask who are paying $25, not $76. They're paying $25. Our OG supporters got it in a very low rate. It will continue to go up every single month. I assure you, we're expecting 50,000 patrons at one day once we cross, 1 million subscribers on this channel. Obviously, if you look at this channel compared to someone, Paul, it's like just the channel alone. I mean, I talked to some people like, you got to go watch this guy Warren Relic, some guy talking about Tesla. Literally, some old washed-up lawyer in his basement with crappy lighting, trying to be an expert on stocks. If you just look at the quality of this channel, look at what Paul's doing, what Mo's doing with the amount of money, the Mexican homes, the Turks and Caicos mansions. I mean, I'm not saying you can be like this, but I'm telling you, I'm surrounding myself with some people that I'm really attracted to, like both sexually and financially, Paul, is what I'm trying to say.
Guys, I keep reading, the goal shouldn't be to become massively, massively wealthy. The goal should be...
Can it though, Paul?
It can be, but I don't want your focus to just be amassing a lot of money because you only need so much. Do I still like making money? Absolutely. Am I going to stop? No, but I enjoy the process. I've changed my goals from a dollar amount to a return amount every year that I can attain. Because it doesn't matter what the dollar amount is. What matters to me is, am I getting a good return on my money for the risk I'm taking? Is it fun to make money? Absolutely. But if your focus is just making money, then I should just go sell drugs.
Yeah.
I should just go human traffic. Clearly, it's more than just making money.
Yeah,
right?
a good example
Human
is
trafficking is a growth market, I think.
Okay.
it's growing.
I watched Taken 2 weeks ago for a reason.
Okay.
Matt, our friend Matt, last Thursday we were talking about how Paul and I will sit out on the patio in Mexico and we'll do options in the morning. And he said, why would you guys do that if you don't have to? Like, why would you do it? It's because it's fun. It's not about making the money. It's about just like accomplishing goals and beating markets and this and that.
You remember the movie Office Space when he goes,
I've never seen it.
when he's describing what you should do, he's like, they always ask us when we were kids, what would you do if you had $1 million? That's what you should do for a job. And there are some people out there who don't believe in that. They don't believe in doing, you have to do, we do exactly what we want to do. So I always joke and tell people I'm retired because I do exactly what I want to do. And that's it. So the goal here isn't just investing, it's also mindset. Because successful investing is mindset. It's not just numbers. The numbers are the easy part. When I hear people talk about how smart somebody is, I'm like, that doesn't matter. If somebody's open to learning about thinking about this way, then it doesn't matter if they're a 200 IQ or 100. What does it matter if you have a 200 IQ? What does that give you in life? Nothing. Now, some of us are more fortunate to start with more money and therefore attain bigger wealth. But again, I just read yesterday, I put it in the group chat, Warren Buffett is worth $85 billion. He was worth $3.5 billion at the age of 65. So it's kind of like, listen, is his life 20 times better, 25 times better since he turned 65? No. Is it even double better? Probably not. He already had more than he needed, right?
I think him and Charlie take $100,000 as their annual.
Yeah, that's BS.
Total BS.
Anyway, they probably take the $100,000 salary, but they don't live off that.
No.
Warren Buffett even announced one year that he and his family spend $1 million a year on net jets. So he's clearly making more money. Or he does. He even said like he makes like with dividends and everything about $50 million a year. So I'm like, it's a cute way of saying, hey, look, yeah, great. I'm going to pay myself $1 salary and give myself dividends of $10 million a year. I can sit there all day long and say, hey, my salary is $1. It's not $1, right? It's just, okay, give me the compensation. So.
Some new folks, Paul, are asking what is going on in the Discord. It's very rare we actually describe what you get as a part of our Patreon. And once you move off of Patreon, who said that? Mo, did you say that?
I did.
Oh, go ahead, Paul.
There are 4,500 people in the Patreon in Discord growing. The great news is we have so many chats in there that are organized. Tim and Don did a great job of organizing them. You can go into crypto. You can go into ETFs. You can have any discussion you want about anything. There's even a chess chat where I go in there and talk about chess. I post my games. We're trying to make the community a community of like-minded people who sit there and talk about what they're doing. That's just the way it is. It's just.
I break it down as this, folks. I went a very long time feeling very alone in my journey of financing. Prior to meeting Paul, I had people in my life that literally said, just buy the stocks you think are really great, which is not really much of a process. I was envisioning stocks as a ticker price only and hoping they would go up, much like crypto coins. The Discord is like-minded folks. We have Everything Money ambassadors who are our OG homies whom we trust in communication. So if Mo's not available, we have Bid and Ask ambassadors that you can talk to. And there's just a conversation about, you can pose any question. I'm interested in stock, and you will be bombarded with kindness. Paul, the overall kindness in the Discord is incredible. I mean, they're really welcoming awesome. New people.
And that's something that we want to keep going. If there are trolls out there who are just being mean, then we'll probably figure out a way to ban you. But yeah, it's just nice people who all want to talk about the same. And listen, we have crypto chats in there. Now, of course, I go in there and of course I'll say, but if people want to talk about crypto, have fun. You can trade crypto all you want. You can even defend it all you want. I'm not here to regulate what you're saying, but I'm here to engage a conversation about our investment ideas.
And
right?
when you join the Patreon or our Everything Money moving forward, again, folks, we're going to be moving off of Patreon, and you'll be able to get your membership through everythingmoney.com. But Paul, the other perks they have is benefits in all of our businesses. You have a number of businesses. Describe some of them.
So we have A Touch of Design, which sells a bunch of home goods, light fixtures, furniture, everything you get discounts for that. We have our Mexican homes, our homes in Mexico, and now it'd be Turks and Caicos. We've got Fit Active Sports. We've got a slew of businesses, Dynasty Owner. Now, most of our businesses are local, so you can't really get a discount on anything local, but like apartments, things like that, we're not going to give a 15% discount every month on apartments. Sure. But all these things are available for all of our patrons. I mean, if you get a home in Mexico, I think some of the discounts are 10 or 15%. Our home in Turks is going to rent for almost $20,000 a week. 15% discount, that's $3,000. That pays for 100 months of your Patreon membership just by joining our Patreon.
Yeah, there's tons of great feedback. A lot of our patrons are on. I see the questions coming through. And guys, our patrons are great supporters of ours, and we know we love you. And if you're getting out of Magic the Gathering, send me your Magic cards. I'll buy them off you. Okay, that's a quick plug for Patreon and Magic. All right. Yes, I see a lot of new people. We welcome you in, guys. This is great. Paul, there's only 3 minutes left in the show. Would you like to give a heartfelt message to our patrons and our subscribers, people watching?
Guys, we're growing like crazy. We really appreciate it. I get so many messages from people from everything. And by the way, I get to look at maybe 5% of the messages I get, so I apologize. But I get so many messages from people saying, Paul, thank you so much. And I always say, don't thank me. You have to be open to it. You have to be aware that this makes sense to you. And I'm not even saying thank you. I'm saying thank you to you of saying, thanks for trusting us in this entire process. Do I think I have logical ideas? Absolutely. Am I always right? Absolutely not. But the fact that you guys sit there and go, this makes sense, that's more on you than me. I cannot tell you this makes sense. I can just explain it, and you go, wait, that sounds right. That's all I can do is explain it. I'm just trying to explain my ideas here. Just like I don't get buying Tesla at $600 a share. Other people think I'm crazy and stupid. At least I have logic behind it. But if that makes sense to you, awesome. Thank you for joining. We have chart reading, we have momentum, and a lot of this channel will become mindset as time goes on as well, because people always think that investing is about numbers. It's not about numbers. It just happens that I do numbers very well in my head, but that has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with it. Mo can't even count to 10, I don't think, accurately.
Nope.
Can you, Mo? No.
I don't need to. I have you. I don't see why everybody's so
And
mad
Connor
about
calls
my
me his
math.
quant.
I have Paul.
He's our quant, yes. When we migrate to the new site, Paul, again, we're getting off Patreon to save you on the ridiculous fees and taxes. When we migrate to the new Everything Money site, can they buy 1 year in advance? I think we're going to set that up. Yep,
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to
gonna
set
have
up
that.
a discount.
There'll be a discount for 1 year in advance.
1 year in advance, for sure. All right, folks. Well, we love you to death. I see you all there, and it's great. We've been doing videos all morning. This week, we're going to be putting out videos about Microsoft, AMD. We cover Amazon update, and we do 2 blind reactions. And Paul gets them incredibly wrong when he's trying to guess these, but we do blind reactions. And we are going on vacation into August, so we'll have some very special, more evergreen videos about the general thought process in terms of some videos we're doing at the end of August.
I want to highlight a comment here.
Please do.
Hey, losers. I saw someday back one of you was saying none of your friends is buying Bitcoin. That's not true. From that, Bitcoin is 10% up. Most of your stocks will take months for that move. Well, hello to you, too. I mean, I guess all that matters is recency bias, right? As long as you saw it recently go up, it must mean it's going to go up forever. But I'd make a comment to you saying at 64,000, everybody was preaching about how great Bitcoin is. Now it's 38,000. Yes, is it still higher than last year? Absolutely. But if it's going to the moon, why did it drop in half? Why did it drop more than half?
We need the masses thinking like this, Paul, so that we can win thinking like us. Is really the key.
Correct.
So, most of your final words, my Egyptian dream boat.
I will see you in the morning. And those of you that don't understand things like Bitcoin and stuff, I can't wait until you can't afford things. It'll be wonderful and warm my heart. Bye.
That's our take. We are the clowns that are saying buy great companies at low prices. What an absurd thought process, Paul.
Yes, it is
My
absurd.
dear friend. Thank you for joining us. That's our show, Everything Money. We are shifting this show to 2 p.m. Eastern in the near future. And lots of new exclusive videos for
And
the
thank you,
Patreon
Brad,
coming up.
Mark, Pedro, and Felix for just signing up too.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Patreon only. Your live stream on Thursdays, 2 p.m.
Actually,
We'll see you
hang on a
there.
second.
Go ahead, Tim. What are you
Tim.
saying? Oh, you better calm that music down a bit, Nate, real quick. Actually,
If you bought in July after the 25th, then you can email help@everythingmoney, and we're going to reimburse you for your 25th charge. If you bought before the 25th, that means the 24th, 23rd, 22. Unfortunately, the good news is you still get the price at the $1 less than this today, but we don't give the full month refund. If you're upset about that, I apologize. Sue me, but we had to draw the line somewhere.
Yep,
And for
and-
the new software, it's going to get rid of that problem.
and this Patreon is not just us. This Patreon does this to every single Patreon page out there. Which, by the way, Paul, we're in the top. We've already crossed one of the top 300 patrons in the world. It's incredible. So, anyway, folks, with your support, we thank you so much. Thanks for watching the show. Fondle a thumbs up on the way out, and we'll see you on the next live stream. We love you. Thanks so much.